G'day and welcome to Knowing Intellectual Motivation. Today I'm going to show you a metaphor someone reminded me of just the other day. It is a pretty good explanation for why we keep filtering through the dirt in our lives and not really get anywhere. So with that, I'll show you this metaphor and explain how it goes, and then after that I'll show you a little bit, or explain a little bit of the neuroscience behind it that helps strengthen our idea of why this is so important. So for instance, we're all good when we're born, nice and clear, pretty much not much involved. Then we start to get the bad stuff. Some bad things happen to us, and this is like the dirt basically. You get all these bits of dirt and it ends up in our life, and we're pretty much all, mixed up with a bit of dirt. And then all of a sudden we realise that we don't like this dirt, and so we're trying to get it out. We get some of it out. As you can see, there's always going to be little bits floating in it, and the key to doing a good job of getting it out, and we can keep trying this, we can get a fork into it and try and get it out, and you will get some of it out, but you'll see that there's always little bits going to be floating in there. The key is to make sure you only keep pouring good stuff in, and watch what happens. Besides this little one little leaf that didn't come out, but let me try some more. And it's quite easy. The reason behind it is we have these neurons in our head, and they have connections, and they're like a cell or a fibre between two. And the more we think of them, like a tree branch, the more you feed it, the stronger and thicker it gets, and it gets thicker and thicker and thicker, to when that becomes the strongest way of being able to get from point A to point B. And the fruit on the end of it that's growing, whether it's good or bad, just gets bigger and bigger. So the idea is to keep thinking of good thoughts, or at least turn certain words that we say to ourselves into a little bit more brighter words, like we don't have problems, we have challenges. We don't have bad people in our lives, we have people that aren't doing the best at being themselves or doing the best in life. I really hope this helps you understand that it is about as much as putting good in and focusing on the good, and generally the bad stuff just disappears, and those connections to the bad points, for our brain, it becomes harder to get to them, or hard to think along them, because they become like a tree branch. If you don't feed it, it withers away, and eventually that bad fruit on the end of it just drops off, and we almost can't think of it because there's no strength in that branch to feed that fruit, or for us to think along it, as like if it was from point A thought here, point A thought here. You can't travel along it, where if you're just thinking of good ones and that branch gets really strong with lots of good fruit on the end of it, it's very easy to think along that branch or climb along that branch and pick the fruit and have a good life, a fruitful life. I hope this helps. If you're after some more tips like this, hit the subscribe button, give us a like, and if you have any metaphors that help you see a better life and see a more positive way, drop a comment. Thanks a lot.